Hi, Sagittarius. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have a tarot reading for you, and we start with something wild. And here's this pretty lady with horns, like antlers and dreads. Yeah, so she's cool, right? Yeah, she's wearing like a fur coat here. But she's out in the wild, she is. And behind her is like um, a waterfall, right? Yeah, let's see what else. And we have the fire element. Okay, the fire element is about something passionate. And we have the human myth. All right, so let's have a look at those cards and see what they have to say. All right, let's see what we got. And something wild is about change. And no wonder they're kind of depicting her that way. Not that that's a bad look, but women usually don't have antlers. No. um, she's got feathers in her hair and dreads, and but this is about change, and it is about somebody who is kind of doing something wild or out of the ordinary. And we have the fire element. We'll take a look at that card. And this is about passion. Yeah, what did I say? um Forgot what I said. I don't know even know if I said passion. I beg your pardon, you guys. I'm dealing with a cold over here. It's been a little, it's kind of been a lot, right? I'll be fine though. The fire element is about passion, and it can be about set a goal today. So like do something that you want that is passionate, right? With the something wild card, somebody's doing something passionate that they want. That's a little extraordinary, or maybe it's not so accepted. That part's not real clear. Sagittarius sometimes does things that are not accepted, right? It just depends on the Sag, right? What deacon you're in, and right, the first deacon Sages are the kind of original Sag. The second deacon is like more like Aries, yeah, because that's how, and of course, your rising sign and everything else is going to be important, right? But this is about a connection, the human myth, right? And we see the dragon reading a book, and this is read an inspirational story today. The dragon fairy is reading about the human myth. She is sure that we do exist, but sometimes she needs a little reassurance to keep her faith going. She knows that spirit exists, and she is very conscious of her connection to nature and creature. The human myth is that we are separate from spirit. So this talks about somebody who is creating something or wants to create something beautiful for themselves, and they are like starting to believe, or they believe in their intuition, or they trust it. There's something like that here. So somebody wants this connection here that is passionate, yeah, and it is something a little out of the ordinary. Whatever that, means exactly, right? It's definitely passionate. Let's see what else we have. And we have Enchanted Whisper. Listen to your heart and take a chance on love. All right, so somebody's doing this in this reading. Wonder, dreams, and promise. So Sagittarius, maybe you're doing this, and maybe this is the other person. Only you will know. The perfect moves keep the spirit of play and fun alive to be closer. So they're playing ping pong, right? And after that, they're going to have some wild sex, right? Yeah, I'm just kidding, right? The perfect moves, right? Flirty, graceful, and easy. You see what I mean about having wild sex? Somebody's easy, Sagittarius. Just kidding, right? Do they use that term anymore? I don't even know if they use that term, easy, right? Flirty and graceful. This is somebody wants to be with you here. They do. And for some reason, it is out of the ordinary. And that means something specific here, but that's not really clear. So let's get right into the tarot and see what we got. If you want to get a psychic reading with me, an astrology reading, you sure can. A very empowering, very fascinating. I have a new reading on my website called Soul Expressions that is about you at a very, very deep level, very detailed and nuanced, and that sometimes some things that we just kind of think, oh yeah, I'm like that, and then uh, but you really are like that. It's very interesting. So lots of readings on my website. Check out the website. It is my name. Career readings, relationship readings, etc., etc. Let's get right into this, and psychic readings, of course. Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading, and that link is also below. And the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups, right? No wonder, because this is about love. So we have Judgment and Sagittarius. They're naked, right? And there's somebody who wants to be really passionate here with you. So, that makes a lot of sense, right? But, that is not really about sex. Judgment, no, it's not. And let's see what else we have. We have the Nine of Wands, Seven of Cups, and we have the World card. And I have to cover her because she is also undressed, right? That's why the first card is something wild. No, that's not why. And yeah, Ten of Swords here. Woo. All right. Queen of Swords. The Hierophant is showing up reversed here. We're going to shift the camera so you can see. Yeah, there you go, you guys. And we have the Six of Swords, which is change. And we started with something wild, and that means change. And yeah, the Queen of Wands is in the hopes and fears. So Sagittarius, this could be you hoping, but it could be this other person. And here we start with Judgment, and it's like a decision that somebody's made because they want change. So you have to make decision for change, unless, sometimes the Tower comes in and, creates change for you in your life, and you're not either ready or you're not prepared. But hey, it's coming in to shift things for you, and eventually it is really to make things better, even though things might seem pretty bad sometimes with the Tower, right? But we don't have the Tower here. I'm only talking about change. The Ten of Swords is in the reading as well, and that is change. It's an ending of sorts. We have Temperance as well, and it sits in the crossing energy with the Wounded Warrior, and he is protecting his kind of little fort there. That's what he's protecting. He's protecting what he wants. And he's already been through a lot, and we can imagine that. The Ten of Swords is here. And so since he's been through a lot, but he is being resilient. Like, he's learned some life skills. Yeah. He said, I'm stronger now. Something happened to me, but I'm stronger because of it. And now we have Temperance with it. So there's like a healing here. And Judgment is a decision, and it can be a rebirth. It's a possibility here, but it's definitely a decision. And it's somebody who has, awakened to their intuition, and that's part of this reading here, because we have the human myth talks about a connection, but it talks about somebody who believes in it intuitively. Yeah, and Seven of Cups is why it's all happening. So, a choice is a decision, right? And that's what this is, right? It really is. Or yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and a decision is a choice. And the Ten of Swords sitting in the past, in the recent past, next to the World card. This is a big change here, Sagittarius, right? It is. And and the mindset here is, and something happened, right, as I was saying, but the mindset here is, let me close out cycles that no longer serve me. And, really interesting, at the beginning of the year, I know that I have some goals, and there's some things that I am not doing anymore in the new year. I've already started, right? I started yesterday. Yeah, I did. So, yeah, it's kind of a health thing, though. It's kind of a sixth house thing, but hey, and kind of a 10th house, kind of discipline and mature type of thing. But let's get a card here and let's use the little card so we're not blocking cards here. Yeah. And with the World card, we have the Page of Wands. This is all about something new, right? Yeah, listen to your heart and take a chance on love. The Page of Wands is a new path. And this Queen of Swords is here, and somebody's very discerning in this reading, and I can understand because there's some type of Ten of Swords going on here, right? Some type of difficult, or some type of ending that it's been over because it sits in the past. Yeah, it's a done deal. And it can be that somebody's closing out cycles and coming to you, Sagittarius, for this connection that they feel is playful. Yeah, right. Maybe they were listening to all these kind of sexual cards, right, that I was kind of talking about. Anyway, the Hierophant reversed, and that is in the concern. That means that there's something that is somebody no longer believes in. They're like, oh, that's history for me. That's, that was in the past. That is my past. I'm not going back, or it's something like that. Because here's the Ten of Swords and the World card, closing out cycles. And we have the Knight of Pentacles clarifying this Hierophant. And so there could be an earth sign. There could, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. But it can be any, right? This can be, the Knight of Pentacles can sometimes be about values. Knights are usually bringing offers, though. They usually are. Um, yeah, they're usually bringing offers. And so here we have this Hierophant reverse. There could be an offer for you, Sagittarius. There could, an offer in love. Yeah. Six of Swords in the environment. There he is. He's leaving, right? He said, I'm going to, I'm going to break this town or shake this town. What do they say? I forgot what they say, but he's leaving, definitely. And Six of Swords right there is with the Queen of Wands. We have you here twice, Sagittarius. So I'm not trying to put these cards out this way. No, definitely not, right? But, this Queen of Wands twice, and the Queen sits in the environment and the hopes and fears. That's you, most likely. There could be another fire sign here, right? You could be, I mean, Leo and Aries are both good for you. They sure are. So maybe this is, but there's other signs that can be good for you for sure, especially when we have to consider your rising sign and the remainder of your chart, right? But especially your rising. And let's get a card on that queen. Now we have a queen over here with the Six of Swords, and now we have the Hermit, and he's reversed. So here's a Knight of Pentacles. There could be a Virgo here. But that Hermit can sometimes be about somebody who has, gone on the path of self-discovery. And with that, they're trusting their intuition, right? They've, gone into this kind of intuitive and reflective and, kind of what do I want for my life and what am I trusting and things like that. And here we have the Page of Swords ending the reading. So the Page of Swords is being curious. I wonder if I can have all this, right? Going to end this reading, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to get a reading with me, and if you are a past client, you can always get a 20% discount. That is not shown on the website, but you can, yeah. And if you book it, right, if you book a reading with me, I will return 20% to you. That's how I will do it. You'd have to trust me, right? Of course, right? Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified of my uploads. And today I'm a little bit better than yesterday because yesterday I had to kind of cough my way out of the reading, right? Yeah, I was starting to cough. Thanks so much, guys.